doing school stuff today.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Hey, we're
Back
live
at it. I know we are.
YouTube. Here we are.
I
Welcome,
know.
every.
Right at it, man.
Hey, what a
Here
beautiful
we
day
are.
here in South Carolina. How about you?
You know what? It's really beautiful here in North Carolina. I don't know about you, but we have had a ton of rain here this summer. Have you guys had a lot of rain?
So interesting. So we live at the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And we live right in this little pathway where it's like,
Yeah.
I swear, the mountains, storm comes, mountains like, whoop, take that over here. We have had very little rain. It's been so super freaky. I mean, like the clouds will come in like it's just going to be, and then it'll just break up.
It's gone.
So weird. So
yeah.
weird.
And I say, oh, that's right, because y'all have recently moved.
Yes.
You've not always lived in the foothills, always been in South Carolina.
That's a new deal. It's a new deal.
Yeah. Not always, but as long as I've known you, you've been in South Carolina.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, I mean, it has been like sanumi. That's not the word. What is the what, like where it's a lot of rain?
Tsunami.
Don't you live YouTube? Because this is, hey, you just get all the mess. Okay, guys, a little messy.
Right.
Life is a little messy. It's okay. It's all right. Speaking of messy, so Shane and I, for those of you that don't know, are like firm believers in the law of the mastermind. And I'm not talking about like the law of book club called mastermind or the law of a lunch meeting at work with an outside consultant mastermind. That's not what I'm talking about. If you ever really want to understand the law of the mastermind, just study Andrew Carnegie, the great steel tycoon. Early, he was steel. Yeah.
I think so. I get him, Rockefeller, like
I know, me too.
Trains,
Yeah.
Steel.
Not
Firestone's
Dale
in there
Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie, not Dale Carnegie.
Nope.
Dale Carnegie is modern. Andrew Carnegie is way back in the day when they took black and white photos.
Historical.
Yeah, that's right. He's historical. He's one of the first.
That's it.
Great leaders of our time.
Vintage
Carnegie. Exactly. So Shane and I have really committed to this law now for what year is this?
I want to say we're creeping up on 4.
I think we are. And along the way, we've taken some small groups of people with us on this mastermind journey. And it's been great. The results have been so measurably striking that you cannot argue with the law of the mastermind, which goes way back to the very beginning of time. So it's something to really unpack and deconstruct and understand. So I say that to say most Monday morning, Shane and I are masterminding. And we were talking this last week about how oftentimes when us as leaders or owners or just individual humans that say, hey, I really want this future image of myself. I have this vision in my mind's eye, and I want to achieve that vision for myself, right? They've got this vision. This is what they say they want. So they go and seek out the process to go get what they want, right? Imagine someone saying, hey, I'm here. This is my current self. I see myself over there doing this or looking like this or owning this or achieving this or whatever you see in your mind's eye in the future. So then you kind of decide, this is what I want. You go seek out the help that has proven they can move people like you from this same current self situation to a very similar future self situation. And then you journey off of the path that you've been accustomed to onto a new path that is unfamiliar to go get what you want. So I like to call that the land of here. right? My current self is the land of here. I'm leaving the land of here. I'm journeying to my future self, which is the land over there. I can see it and I want it. But there is this path that is unfamiliar, that is terrifying to most people. And there is such a small percentage of people that actually make the journey from here to over there, because they get on this path and there are some things that inevitably either smack them upside the head and distract them, convince them that over there isn't as great as the familiarity of here. Or quite frankly, they begin to believe some story about over there that isn't true.
Yeah. And I like how you did the journey between here and there. It was this.
Yes.
There's a downward trajectory before it goes up. Like, it's not journey from here to there.
Yeah.
It's
That's
here
right.
to there.
It is. It is not a straight path, right? Success is never a straight path. The journey from here to there. And anytime you are moving from here to there, that is the path of success. And it doesn't matter what over there is going to get you. If it is what you want and you've made the decision to go get it, you are moving down a path of success. But most people don't make the journey all the way through. And Shane and I were having this conversation, and I was talking to him about my observations of this journey for owners as it relates to executing concrete steps. But Shane is a coach, and he oftentimes is the guide with the human on that path from here to there. And although he is not giving them something to execute as far as concrete, like, here is this system, now we're going to execute this system so you get what you want from this system, he's the one on the backside saying, why can't you take the next step? What is
stopping you
from taking the next step? Yeah. But the thing that both audiences have in common, those that are having to concretely execute steps to move from here and there, and those that are having to flip mindset to then execute steps from here to there, the one thing that they both encounter is resistance. So in order for us to really make the successful journey from here to over there, to get that thing in our mind's eye, whether it is concrete or it is an internal transformation, there is a moment of resistance, and how you handle resistance matters a lot. How you justify your response to resistance matters. So I thought it would be great for us to unpack, especially from the coaching perspective, Shane, the observations that you have seen, and how have you helped people on the backside, the non-concrete steps that have to be taken so that they can then finally take the concrete steps. So let's just set this up. For example, I'm going to give a really shallow example. But if I want to lose 10 pounds and I say, okay, I don't want to do a boxed diet. I don't want to stop eating carbs. I'm going to find somebody or some process or plan that can help me do that, right? So I get out on the journey, I find it, and I'm at the starting block of here. And I can see over there myself in the bathing suit that I've wanted to wear, feeling, having more energy, sleeping better. These are the things that are associated with the vision in my mind. The feeling I have is, less back pain, more energy, better sleep, right? So that I can do something I've really wanted to do, right? Like get into a bathing suit. So I find the person and they say, Amy, okay, well, the first thing you have to do is go on a 7-day detox, and you've got to stop eating salt. Oh, I'm like one step onto that path of success to get over there. And already I'm like, whoa. Okay. Now here comes Coach Shane. Tell me, when you are coaching leaders that have that moment of whoa, what is the conversation like? What are some of the obstacles they're encountering?
So I think to me, there are 5 pillars of this pathway of overcoming resistance, right? So there are 5 pillars to making it from here to there from the coach.
Uh-oh. Shane, can you still hear me? I don't know that we've ever had this happen. We've had some glitches, but I don't know that we've ever had somebody completely freeze. Hopefully. Let's see. Okay. So, okay.
Right, so when question that we entertain is like, do you really want this? Like, is that really you? Yeah. You back?
Okay. You're going to have to start over because you were frozen in time.
I'll do it. All right. I hope it wasn't, my best face. It was
good. It was a good face.
Awesome.
Okay. So 5 pillars. The last thing I heard was 5 pillars.
Yep.
Okay, let's go. I got my pen and paper.
The first pillar is around ownership. Okay. And the question that I want to ask is this really your dream? Like, do you really want to go from here to there? Or is somebody else telling you that'd be good for you? It'd be good for you if you went from here to there. It'd be good for you if you lost 10 pounds. It'd be good for you if you could wear that bathing suit. It'd be good for you is it really yours or is it somebody else's? Because there are a lot of times when people get on this journey and they're looking for the opportunity to say, I'm out, because it's not really theirs. Right. So that's the first thing that I look for. It's like, is this really your dream? The second thing that I look for is around clarity. Like, are you clear on what it really takes to go through this journey? Right? Because there is a resilience that's required to go from here to there. There is a perseverance that's demanded by there in order for it to give it up to you. Like, it won't just freely give, like, it doesn't just come without a cost. Are you willing to sacrifice the things that are required? So it's a clarity question. What really is required of me? Because oftentimes people, when they overcome the ownership hump and it's really theirs, they don't really have the expertise to know what's required of them to get from here to there. And that's why it's so critical to have someone who has been on that journey to clarify for you what's really required so that you can then reassess. Do I really want to go from here to there? If this is what ownership means, do I really want this? If this is what it really takes to get there, do I really want this? Like, there is this constant evaluation of what sacrifice am I ready to make and willing to make to get what I want most. I think that the third pillar is a reality pillar. And reality is where you accept that there is a greater distance between here and there than you initially anticipated. Things always take longer than they do. And they always cost more than we anticipated. So we have to embrace that reality. Like, you know what? This is going to be a longer journey. Because we're taught instant gratification, right? Like, I can go to Google and how do I, and boom, I got 72 million answers right off the bat. That is not the journey from here to there. That's not the journey of transformation. That's not the journey of sustainable change, or achievement. It's not microwaved. It's more of a crock pot. So this reality question comes in because reality changes things. You know what I mean? It's like, if I came in thinking I'm going to be able to go and make this journey from here to there, and I can do it in 30 days. And then that's going to eliminate all these problems that I have over here. If you get into it and you realize it might take you a year, it causes you to really reassess. Do I still value this dream, this pursuit? Am I willing to take ownership of this new reality? Am I willing to still sacrifice what's required along this journey? The fourth pillar, I think, is around the pathway, right? So if I don't have some guide who's been where I want to go telling me this is how you make it from here to there, knowing all the obstacles, knowing all the ways that I can step through that path safely. If I don't have that, I'm just making stuff up, man. And I'm not going to stay on that journey. I'll be met with a level of resistance that I can't overcome because I don't know what to do. So a lot of times people get stuck there. The reason I think that people who get to the pathway part of the process and the journey from here to there, the reason those people cave to resistance more likely than not is because they haven't answered the first few pillars. They haven't taken ownership. They haven't clarified what's really required. They haven't embraced what the reality of the circumstance is. That's normally when people bail, because they start saying, well, you just don't know. And I just don't, I don't have the time, or it just didn't work for me. Like, all of these things are really them saying, this is not my dream. I have no fat clue of the reality of where I am in light of where I want to go. And I certainly don't have an understanding of what's required for me. And that lets me say it's your problem, not mine. It's on you, mentor.
Wow.
It's on you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I always want to turn people back, like when I run into clients who are having problems with the pathway, like if we've laid out, like, I've been there, here's how to get from here to there, and they are resistant in taking that journey, we circle back. We circle back to ownership. We circle back to clarity. We circle back to reality, because there's something that's left unaddressed there that is stopping them from stepping forward.
Wow.
And then the fifth pillar is the pathway. I mean, it's the passion pillar. This is the one that fires me up, if you can't tell.
I like it.
This one is the one that is the difference maker. Like, if you have the other four pillars and this one's missing, you'll quit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because doing what we're talking about doing, making a journey from here to there, requires a lot. It demands a lot of us. There is sacrifice that we have to be willing to make and continue to make. And if you don't believe in something enough to be able to keep going, you'll stop. You'll find something else that you believe in enough to be able to make the sacrifices it requires in order to get what you want. Right? So this passion is beyond money, right? If I do this, then I'll have this much money. Well, let me tell you something, friend. Typical people spend to the level of income that they currently have. You get to the next level of income, you'll find yourself right back where you are right now. That's a whole nother podcast we could do.
Wow. Well said.
But there's got to be something in you that is a burning desire, because you believe there is a difference that you are here to make. And that this pursuit of here to there gets you closer to it. And it just burns within you to where you find a way to win, right? And winning in this case is becoming the person your dream, your future demands that you become before it gives it to you. It means, becoming the person who's willing to walk through, what is required to be able to get there. And it also means surrendering the outcome. Now, you will not, and I will not surrender the outcome if we have not answered the passion question, which is, do I really want this? The most difficult question I think that any of us has to answer is, what do I really want? But once you can define that, and you can hold that high in front as you start making this journey, you can keep circling back to it and remind yourself, yes, I own this. Yes, this is clearly what my next steps are. Yes, this is reality and it's hard, but I'm going to keep going because I got a pathway. And this is why it matters that I keep doing it, So anyway, those are the things I was just, thinking through around this idea of, like, how do people walk through resistance, and the ones that do it well, these are the pillars they hold high.
And you know what? I see these attributes, these ownership, clarity, reality, pathways, and passion play out in owners that hit that dip in the success path and say, Amy, I don't know if I can continue on doing these actions you're telling me to, because I'm not getting what I want fast enough. The ones that are willing to stay in that hard space and move past it to get from here to over there, I find that they go through this entire cycle. Okay, is this really what I want? What am I willing to give up to do this? For a lot of the people that I work with, it is time. Am I willing to give up more time now so I can have more time later? Yeah. And that's a huge thing. Reality. What is the distance? Okay, I thought it was going to be 30 days, but now I realize that I actually did not have as much in place as I thought I did when I started. So I have to slow down, get some things in place to speed up again. Right.
Yeah.
And the pathways, this is really, really powerful, because if they have not said, okay, even when it's hard, I'm going to trust the guide down the path. Oftentimes what I find what people do now in this culture is the guide. And in my work, I'm the guide. I'm the consultant. I'm the one that has failed for everyone and knows what not to do, what path not to take. But I have to stand at the fork in the road and say, okay, you want to run down that path? I'll be here when you got to come on that, because I ran down that path too. So it's interesting, that pathway question. And last but not least, the real difference makers are the ones that said, man, I really want this. And this work really is hard. I don't like it. I don't want to keep doing it, but I want that outcome more than I want anything else. I want to be over there more than I want anything else. And by the time they get there, they look different. They sound different. Their families are different. Their friendships are different. Their entire life from the outside in has taken on a complete transformation, and they got what they wanted.
So good.
And it really does require that the outward, the concrete steps that people can see. What they don't see are these 5 pillars that have to be attended to if they're going to actually make it to the other side.
Yeah, right on.
And it really is. And we've gone through this. I mean, you and I are proof. Okay, over and over and over. These are the kind of conversations we have a lot in our private mastermind meetings, because it really matters. These questions have to always be attended to, because things change. You change, I change, our families change, circumstances change. So this isn't a one and done conversation. It is something you have ongoing with yourself.
That's right. That's it. That's it. It is an ongoing conversation. Well said.
Yeah. So I just want to thank you, Shane, because you have proven yet again that systems do run businesses. So the concrete of what we can see when a business is run well is by some system and some attention to processes. It doesn't matter if your business is in the for-profit sector or the impactful nonprofit sector. There must be processes and systems, and those are the things that keep the business efficient. But it's the people that are constantly attending to these 5 pillars that run those systems and make them better and better and better. And I just thank you for reminding us of that today.
Right on. Glad to be a part of this conversation. This is good.
All right, guys, we will